Hello.
Hello there, once again. Glad to have you back. We look forward to this every week.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Yes, we do.
This is Gena.
This is my dad.
Welcome once again to Gena's
Daddy.
Thank you for tuning in. Today we want to discuss objectively as best we can, excuse me, a subject matter that's very dear to us, friendship. I make it a point of saying to my daughter all the time, I'm not your friend, I'm your father. But fatherhood and friendship have one of the same qualities that will make that relationship work, and that's respect. I understand that you and your classmate had a discussion about friendship, and what class was that?
It was my health and wellness class. I want to give a shout out to my health and wellness teacher. Hi.
Hi there.
I hope you watch the show. But basically, the chapter that we were reading on was like how to have relationships with people and healthy relationships. And one of the subjects was, what do you consider a friend? When you think of a friend, what are the qualities that you would write down to describe what a friend was? So everybody had like a whole board. You know, the teacher wrote it down that she had like trust, respect, honesty,
Let me ask
humor.
you this. Let me ask you. Let me put it in this.
Yeah.
How many people, and you included, wrote down a mirror of themselves? And I say a mirror, I mean, what I am is what I expect.
You know what? I don't know. Because you know sometimes what you expect is not who you are. Sometimes, but you know. But I don't know if that's what everybody did. I mean, think about that. Sometimes what you expect from someone
with you.
is not.
You're a smart kid.
I mean, it's true. I hang out with my dad.
Right.
This is what happens. I mean, even in my own life, I will admit, some things I expect from certain people, I don't always do them, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to do better. But I don't really know who put a. You know what I'm saying? Like
so
a mirror of
you. Is that friendship or just a relationship or an acquaintanceship?
Friendship, relationship,
Acquaintanceship. There's got to be different levels.
I mean, no, you're right. You're right, because acquaintances, you know, are just like people that are, you know, it's cool, you see them, it's all right, and it's not like too much invested in there, but like a friendship or an intimate relationship, you do invest, you know, way more into that.
Okay, so would I be right in assuming that a friend don't necessarily have to share all of the same qualities that I have?
No, because honestly, the differences in people are what I think makes friendship stronger. You're not always going to be exactly the same person, because if you were, I don't know, I think eventually the friendship would probably, you know, go sour at some point, because if you don't have that person that's a little bit different than you, who's gonna, you know, help who? Mm-hmm. Like if both of us are like, it's cool, let's go rob somebody. That's just what we gonna do.
We don't want to talk about anything negative such
as anything.
I don't want to talk about anything negative such as robbing.
Okay, well, what do you want to use?
Let me say this. Through the development of a healthy respect for one another, friendship can grow.
Right.
And through the respect for one another, we can be friends regardless of the differences, because we build our strength on what we have in common.
Right.
And we can overcome our faults.
Yeah, and it's a give and take thing. We were talking about that in class. I mean, it's some things you have to give, some things I have to give, some things I have to take. It's just a give and take, and we're not always going to agree.
Right.
And being a true friend is knowing that even when we do disagree, we can still be friends. We can still come back and be like, you know what? I didn't agree with that, or I didn't like what you said when you said it. So I'm going to tell you respectfully, and then as a friend, it should be like, okay, that happened, and we're cool and move on.
Right, and then go somewhere in a quiet moment and dissect what was said.
Yeah, reflect on it.
And see where the teachable moment came in, because there's a teachable moment
in
there.
everything.
So where was the lesson? What can I learn from this? And do I still continue to be that person's friend, even though I disagree? Because I cannot fathom any friendship where there's not disagreements. In fact, at early stages in life, friendships are formed out of adversity. Two little boys going to school together, and for some reason they start fighting. Mm-hmm. And before long, they're lifelong friends. 40, 50 years go by, and they're the closest of friends.
Did that happen to you?
A couple of times. A couple of times. It's true.
Like, did that happen to you?
I like to speak on what I know firsthand.
Yeah.
And because then you develop a mutual respect for each other out of whatever reason. I don't know what it is about us little boys. And I don't know if little girls do the same thing either.
So I think sometimes girls do that.
Sometimes girls do?
Yeah, some girls
and it's okay if you get it out of your system at that early age and it don't develop into anything else. Mm-hmm. Competition for whatever reason there is and things of that sort. But friendship is a strong word. It's a mighty tool to have in this lifetime, having a friend. Truly, you can go through life and don't have a friend. You can have people that you think are friends.
And they're not.
And they're not friends because they don't need you. Yeah. But if they need you, then they're your friends. But if you need them,
preach.
You can find out, and you will find out that truly wasn't a friend. I was a user. I wasn't a friend.
And you know what? Being a true friend, period, means that in a lot of cases you have to be selfless. Like, you have to give of yourself to someone else, even if it's sometimes it pulls you out of your comfort zone or maybe whatever. If you're somebody's true friend, you're going to be there, you're going to deal with it, you're going to talk to... I'll even use me and you as an example. You are not my friend, you are my father.
Absolutely.
But like we discussed, in any relationship, it's a give and take, it's a respect thing.
Absolutely.
You had to put aside however you were feeling about other stuff to actually sit and listen to me and be like, okay, this is who my daughter is. This is what it is. I respect her. Now, do we agree on everything? Absolutely not. I think we were just in the living room going back and forth about something a minute ago. But for the most part, like, we respect each other. It's a give and take. Now, some stuff, my daddy says, I think, it's a little old-fashioned.
Let me, on that respect thing. Seriously, on that respect thing. Parents, let me say this. We want our kids to respect us because we're parents. Mm-hmm. The problem don't come from them disrespecting us. I believe. This is just me, and I believe. Okay. I don't believe it comes from them disrespecting us as a whole. It comes from us not learning to respect them. When they get to a certain stage where they want to think for themselves, we raise them up to think for themselves. Right. Then we tell them, do as I say. Mm-hmm. We have to let them think.
Or are you too young to know?
You're too young to know. You don't have any problems. You're a teenager. You're a young person. You don't know what's going on. No, they don't know, because we did our best to take care of them. Mm-hmm. But we're preparing them for the world. When they get to thinking for themselves, let's sit down with them. Let's continue to guide them. They can learn something from us old dogs now. Yeah. They don't know everything because they've gone out there and got a higher education. They can still learn from us. But we have to be willing to respect them on their level so that they can continue to respect us. Don't forget that, especially dads. I'm talking to dads because I'm a dad. Yeah. We are the heads of the family. We are the leaders. Let's respect our kids. Yeah. And they will in turn continue to respect us. Didn't mean to preach, but I had to say it.
That's true.
I had to say it.
But if you're watching and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, okay, like, what do I really think a friend is, and what am I expecting out of a friendship. And we were even talking about that in class.